8 kg. This has got to be like my biggest order ever. And I mean like ever. Okay, welcome to another video. This is Kevin, also known as AKAAWOL. And today I am unpacking my largest embroidery floss order to date. There is more than 3,100 skeins of embroidery floss here. And, well, basically there's 9 of those bags. Each one of those bags has, 350 approximately skeins. And then inside each one of those, there are 4 smaller bags, right around 87 in each of those. So yeah, this is all about getting enough string to get me through the projects for 2021. And I'd say this is probably pretty much going to do it. Out of this, the important part is that I used the 447 to be able to pick my colors and come up with some ideas for some projects that I'm rather anxious to actually get to working on. When it comes to this, though, the string here it feels like it's hardly been handled at all, and that's a good thing. It means it's not going to take a lot of effort to get it unwound and cut and ready for a project. The big thing that you have to kind of watch out for is if you throw it all into like a shoebox or something, you will end up with all of the skeins get kind of jostled around so much that when you go to like stretch it out to get your length, it'll just be covered in knots. So you can see here we're cutting up some paper, and we got some different size baggies. Obviously the bigger bags need to have the big gallon size bags, and the smaller projects can have the smaller bags. So that's what we're going for. That right there, that was 50 skeins of black just put aside for whatever projects might come up along the way. And we have some grays and some whites as well. So that's, I'm just kind of setting them aside because that's going to be the thing. Oh, actually, no, that big bag is out because that is a project for a friend of mine. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going to be going on this year, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having 2020 behind us and 2021 filled with lots and lots of creativity. So all the string comes from China, and I'll put a link in the description for you. I had some people kind of, argue different directions over like which is the best to use. And let's kind of go over those arguments. One person said DMC hands down because they have like 500 colors versus this China site that only has 447. But I can tell you for the most part, realistically, there's about 144 colors that you'll use more frequently than anything else. If you go through and you take a look at the whole color chart, DMC leans really heavy on the greens. No idea why that is, but it's true. So, and you probably won't even use the majority of them, right? So there's about 144 colors you're likely to use. Other people say they prefer the long spools of string that come in the great big ball of it. DMC makes it. There's some others that make it as well. But they only have like 40 or 50 colors. I personally like having like the 447 to choose from, as well as the fact that this China string is actually thicker than DMC's. So when I do a bracelet with my strings doubled up, it comes out pretty bulky and it's pretty heavy duty. And I especially like that when it comes to making my bags. So, yeah. Oh, the paper my wife is cutting up there. We actually put down, write down what the project is now, and we put them into the bags because all too often I have this great idea. Oh, I'm going to make this thing and it's going to be amazing, and I know exactly what pattern I want. and all of that. And then what happens is a month or two passes by, and I find this big ball of big bag of string, and I have no idea what the heck I'm doing there. So now we actually write down basic description, as well as I actually have on my computer an image that's, whatever inspired me, or the pattern I put down, or whatever that is. Because let's face it, great ideas happen, but once you kind of get past that initial stage, you might not remember what it is. So just makes my life a little bit easier. I'm sharing the thought with you guys. Let's see. I'm trying to make out what oh yeah, there's putting away the whites. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff to unpack here. And you can tell, we've barely broken into it. We did learn kind of something a little bit later on through this, and that they pulled it based on the numbers. So when you're looking for a particular number, it was like, a bag might be, 100 through 300, and then 300 through 400, and so on and so on. So there might have been an easier way of doing this. Unfortunately, though, we have limited time with my father-in-law being at daycare. So we were kind of in a mass rush to kind of get these things organized, sorted, figured out, and thus put away. So let's see. What is... Oh, those golds. I know what that is. That's Chinese New Year's. We got the red and golds for a project for Chinese New Year. I'm trying to make out what was going on in this. These time lapses are kind of tricky like that. But yeah, my wife has got the whole spreadsheet over there, and so she knows what all the colors are that we need, and what project it actually goes to. So, like I said, there's a number of bags actually in this one, and some of them are pretty big projects, so I'm not sure how that's going to work if I'm keeping to the whole weekly schedule for doing videos. That's really kind of got me baffled at the moment. Might just do them in parts. I don't know. We'll see as the time goes. It's not likely that I'm going to do live videos just yet. I haven't figured out how to get the hardware to actually make it possible, as well as the time. Apparently, the best time for me to do it would be like 4 a.m. So I'm not sure that's going to work out that well. All right. Yeah, I try to keep sorted out between just projects for future stuff, that hasn't been claimed, versus the actual project. So when you see me tossing things over towards the camera, those are set projects to be done. Oh yeah, yellow, blue, that's the water project. We have a thing here in Singapore about, keeping water clean and keeping it safe and that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. That's for that project. This is, mind you, there is so much string. Oh my God, there is so much. And yeah, the first thing you want to do is you just want to dump it all out and throw it in the air and woohoo. Bad idea. It's really not a good way of keeping it. But trying to find a specific number is not necessarily easy. You call for it, and I'm looking for 666. It happens to be red. I know some of them by heart, but not all of them. So this right here, that I think I just brought out. Check this out.
906 and 796.
906.
Yeah.
Okay, Google. What color is 906 in the DMC floss?
Apple green. On the website Amazon.com, they say, DMC stranded cotton number 906 apple green.
Holy shit, that helps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh,
But the 906?
yeah.
It says 7.
So yeah, that is a Google Assistant inside of a JBL speaker. So
Sorry, I didn't
that works out.
understand.
Oh, and there she goes trying to get stuff. So yeah, that thing is absolutely awesome when it comes to this, because many a time we were able to actually check and see what a color was, if it was topaz, if it was, whatever, and it made actually finding our stuff a whole lot easier. We didn't have last time we had a computer out and we were like actually looking it up on the computer, but this time we were actually just able to speak out loud, and she would tell us what the color was, and then we go looking for that color. And it was really quite productive that way. So just a heads up, I don't know if anybody else uses these devices. And I'm sorry if I set yours off. I just set my own off just now, just trying to tell you about it. So it happens. Anyways, this is what 3,100 and change of embroidery floss actually looks like. And we're going to do our best to see if we can't use it all up in videos this next year. So there's going to be a lot for you guys to look forward to. If you haven't already, subscribe, share with your friends. I'd really like to grow this channel. I think it would be great if we could get some real numbers in here, because once it really starts making some kind of money, I'll be doing a lot more giveaways. So at least that's the plan. That's what I'm hoping for. I guess that's really about it for this one. I really, like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the stuff I put in so far, and I look forward to even more next year. So until next time, don't get your strings in a bunch.